Hi guys, Nicole here, Mommy Tips by Cole. I was debating to do this video because I had a really alarming experience this past, it wasn't really on the weekend, but a couple of days ago at a theme park with Emmeline. And if you guys follow me on Snapchat or Facebook even, or Twitter or Instagram, you might already know what we experienced the other day with Emmeline, and it was the first time we ever experienced this, and I share more raw emotion and footage of this in the vlog of the Dorney Park trip. Also, I plan to insert, I didn't put up the video yet, but it'll probably be up by the time this video's up, I don't know. I inserted a clip of me talking about what happened the day after. Couldn't really, my head was not on straight, so I couldn't really talk about it after it happened much in that vlog. But I thought it'd be important to do this video. Hopefully I could do it quickly because the baby's still sleeping. Just as a reminder for everybody, for all parents in general, especially if you have small kids. And also it was a reminder for us too, how important it is to not only teach our kids about, you know, safety when out in public or in busy crowded places, but also the importance of what to teach them in the event of something happening, as far as them being separated. So I don't even think I mentioned it yet now in this video. So we were at Dorney Park, and it was at one point in the day it was really crowded, and we already had went to the water park, and we were all trying to find a place to eat for dinner. And I was there with another YouTube vlogging family, Betsy, that's Betsy V, and her 2 kids, and then me, my husband, and our 4 kids. And we were trying to find a place to eat. And the place we wanted to go, somebody had to tell us where to go, and they were like, right, left. And we did that, and we couldn't find it. And we're like, where is it? And everybody's trying to figure it out. And Betsy's husband looked it up on his phone, and he's like, I think it's over here, and then he found that it was over there. And I remember Emmeline at one point, she was right next to me, like all the kids were together, the kids that walk, so 4 of them, you know, were all together. And then, you know, we have the one stroller, Betsy's baby, and one stroller, my baby, and the dad's. So there was a big group of us. And anyway, at one point Emmeline said to me, yeah, right, left. I said, yeah, we did that already, Emmeline. We didn't find it. We were trying to find out where it is. And that's the last thing that I remember her saying to me as she was right next to me. And I thought at that point she was just still around and with the other kids, and we're all walking together because we found the location, which ended up being like around the bend where you couldn't see it. And I think at that point, from what she tells me, she said she was so focused on going in the direction we were going in, she got distracted and didn't follow us like around the bend, but she kept going in one direction. And I didn't even realize that she wasn't with us until we were actually inside the food pavilion ordering our food. And immediately my heart sank, and I wanted to start bawling and like scream and cry, and I had to compose myself because I wanted to find her. Where did she go? I thought maybe she went outside, because Betsy was outside with her baby. I was like, is she there? She wasn't there. She wasn't with the kids that were standing by these games in the food pavilion, and me and my husband were ordering the food. And I just thought, like, this is not real. This is a joke. Like, it just happened so quickly. I was like, where's she? And I was just like, I wanted to freak out. I was freaking out inside, but I wanted to like physically break down and just be a mess. But I had to like keep my head on straight, and Brian was actually holding the baby and had the other kids, and Betsy's husband said, I got this, you know, he went to help me go find her. So I went off in one direction, Betsy's husband went off in the other direction. I traced the way we came around the bend, and I didn't see her, and I'm like freaking out, which felt like an eternity. Literally 30 seconds later from that moment that I walked away from the food pavilion, my phone rang. I saw it was the area code of Pennsylvania, and it was Emmeline. And it was like the best phone call of my life. Like hearing her voice on the other end, she was crying, hysterical. Mommy, I'm so sorry. You know, I was like, it's okay. I was like, I don't know what happened. How did you get separated? Just stay right there. I'll be right there. And right away, I called Brian to tell him so he wouldn't freak out, you know, and be worried any longer. I told him, she's in the family care center. I'm going there right now to get her. She's okay. And I didn't even get to call Bobby, and he made his way to the family care center and got her for me, and I didn't know. And right when I'm, you know, turning the corner to get her, I pull out my vlog camera to kind of just quickly say, this horrible thing happened, but Emmeline's okay. I'm about to get her. And he was right there holding her. She was crying. I like wanted to break down and cry with her, but all I could do was just hold her and tell her it's okay. And not even really realizing at that moment what she did, like how amazing she and brave and smart that she was in the heat of the moment, in the moment of being scared and being alone and not knowing where we were and crying. She knew to go to an employee at the park to tell them she was lost, and she got separated from her parents, and the employees held her hand and took her to the family care center, asked her name and all that information, and asked her if she knew my phone number, since she memorized my cell phone number. And she called me, and right away we were able to know that she was okay and get to her. And it was just the most awful experience that I would not wish on anybody. Those few moments felt like forever, and all of the worst things ran through my mind as a mother. As parents, we're constantly reminding our kids of all the dangerous people that are out there, all the bad things that could happen, to the point where we kind of scare them. You know, we hear these stories, people share stuff on Facebook, kids being taken right in front of their parents out of the store, in a store, or situations happening even in any, we're always at Target, and we've heard of situations happening there where people kind of try to trick the kids, and they target you if you have a lot of kids. And we're always telling them of these stories that we hear because it scares us to death, but we want to kind of scare them in a sense. We're like, these things happen. Like, we're not just saying this to scare you. They happen, and we don't want them to happen to you. And I'm always saying to the kids, you know, it just takes that one split second for somebody to grab you, and I would never see you again, and mommy would never forgive herself. And even though this happened, and that I know a lot of people told me on Facebook that it's happened to them, and that these things happen, and don't blame yourself, I can't help but blame myself. I can't help but blame myself because I'm always like doing a check. But there were so many of us and so many adults. I don't know how I overlooked her missing even for 10 seconds. It was like a few minutes later when I realized that she wasn't there, and those few minutes, like, that she wasn't, you know, with somebody safe, like, just, I keep blaming myself. I keep going over and over in my head. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's not about placing blame. It's about learning from this situation. It's about her, that the fact that she's safe and she's with us, and learning from this, and let this being a learning experience not only for her but for our other children, and maybe anybody that, you know, shares in the story that I'm open to sharing, that I have shared on Facebook and now through video. And, you know, while my emotions were raw in the vlog, I wanted to do like kind of a more serious video, kind of just, you know, telling you the gist of what happened, and that I never ever want to experience this again. And if it took for this to happen, for us to be more diligent about it with all of them here on out, then that's what had to happen. But I have to give so much praise to my daughter for, you know, doing the right thing. And even though she was scared, she knew what the right thing to do to get back to us again. And I think that is the importance of this whole thing, is to be reminded of teaching our kids what to do if anything like this were to happen, or any other kinds of situations. You always have to treat it like worst case scenario, so that if ever it happens, God forbid, knock on wood, that they would know what to do in the event of that situation. Just like you have fire drills and even like palm drills in schools, and I don't know what they call it in the school when there's like an alert if somebody takes over the school. They have those kinds of drills. You don't ever think that they're going to happen. You don't want them to happen, but you want them to be prepared. So you kind of have to take it into your own hands with these kind of situations to prepare our kids in the event that they get lost. And a lot of people gave me some other tips and advice on Facebook, saying that there is a special kind of, I don't know what it's called, some kind of thing, that a device that can call two numbers, both the parents, in case the kid is lost. There's ID bracelets that apparently you can have, that are waterproof, that can have the kids, your phone number and the kids' information on them in case they get lost, for even smaller kids. So my youngest right now is 5 months old, but my other youngest is 5, and he has my cell phone memorized, and my older daughter does. And I know that they're not going to forget this, and they're going to remember this, and we're going to keep reminding them, when we're out and about and even at home. So this is a lesson learned for my entire family. And I know there's so many other gadgets out there, and if you have recommendations, put links down below, not only for me, for anybody else watching this video, that they can see what options are out there as far as having, some like ID stuff on our kids in case they forget the number in that moment, or in case they're too small and they don't know how to memorize it yet, because I'll have to, go through this again with my youngest. And, I hope you guys find this video helpful and this experience helpful, and any stories you want to share with me and anybody that's watching this video will help so much, and have helped me already, those of you that have shared your stories with me already. So yeah, I didn't really know how to structure this video and where it was gonna go, but I just turned on the camera and just wanted to talk. And I will link the vlog down below if you want to see the video of the trip and what we went through, at least what I was able to record and share after the fact. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and I'll see you next time.